The story begins in a really dark and empty place. There was a voice that cried out, asking for help. It said how lonely and hurt it felt. Then, this voice turned into a creature that looked a bit like a wolf, and it attacked a man who had a sword. The man got really scared because this wolf-like thing looked very scary. But all of a sudden, the scene changed. The man, named Belgrave, woke up in his bed. He realized that everything he had just experienced was just a dream. But here's the important part. Belgrave explained that this dream was something that had actually happened to him in real life about 8 years ago. He lost his right leg because of a mysterious bite from that wolf-like creature. This event still bothered him, and it made it hard for him to get a good night's sleep. Now, Belgrave, or you can call him Bell, began his day. He left his house as the new morning came. He said hello to the local farmers who were busy planting onions in their fields. One of the farmers asked Bell to help them plant seeds, but Bell said he had other things to do. He needed to go to the mountains to pick some special herbs for someone. On his way to the forest, Bell gathered some purple berries and herbs. Suddenly, he heard a strange and eerie noise. When he listened closely, he realized it was the cry of a baby. But here's the tricky part. Bell knew that tricky creatures called pixies in the forest sometimes pretended to be crying babies to trick people. So, Bell got ready for anything and cautiously moved closer to the sound. To his surprise, he found a real baby crying in the forest. When the baby saw Bell's face, it stopped crying. Bell took this as a good sign. He didn't think the baby was just left there or abandoned. He believed the baby had a special purpose. So, without hesitation, Bell decided to adopt the baby and took it back to his home. Time flew by, and the baby grew into a young, promising kid. Angeline was her name, given by Bell. She trained hard with Bell every other day, aspiring to be strong like him. But being a little kid, Angeline often struggled during training and sometimes made funny mistakes that got her scolded. It would make her cry, but Bell, always caring, would carry her back home and make it all better with a delicious dinner. One evening after a splendid dinner, as Bell was about to do the dishes, Angeline stopped him. She wanted to help, and she also had some news. She was planning to go to the city tomorrow. This surprised Bell, but he respected her decision. He never thought a young girl like Angeline would want to follow in his adventurous footsteps. He wished her luck and embraced her, feeling a mix of pride and worry. The next morning, Angeline packed her things, ready to set off on her own adventure. Bell shared some final words, reminding her not to push herself too hard. Angeline promised to take care of herself and left the home that had been her nest. Time passed, and we find ourselves in the city where Angeline went. This city seemed to be in chaos because of a fearsome purple dragon called a wyvern. A group of adventurers did their best to stop the dragon from causing harm to the citizens. They joined forces, using their teamwork to fight the wyvern. Their leader, a skilled swordswoman, delivered the final blow to defeat the wyvern, leaving everyone, including the royal knights, in awe. One of the royal knights recognized the swordswoman as the legendary S-ranked adventurer known as the black-haired Valkyrie, Angeline. She had grown much more agile and professional over time, but what made her even more special was her warm heart. She complimented her teammates for their excellent work and then revealed exciting news. She was going to visit her dad for the first time in 5 years since leaving home. Angeline rushed back to her house, eager to pack her things and see her father. Her dad had become a proper farmer now, taking care of most of the farming himself because he didn't have much else to do. While Angeline was at home, one of his associates delivered a letter from Angeline, saying it was from Bell's daughter. Bell couldn't contain his excitement as he took the letter and started reading. From the letter, he learned that Angeline was going to take an extended vacation to visit him. He shared this wonderful news with his friends, who were just as thrilled. They decided to give Angeline a warm welcome. They also revealed that she had become a renowned S-ranked adventurer, which was the highest rank awarded by the Adventurers Guild. Angeline's friends, Miriam and Anissa, were amazed at how excited she was to see her dad. Anissa, another friend, felt surprised but also happy to see this side of Angeline. Anissa had never seen her so thrilled before. Angeline invited both Anissa and Miriam to come to her village with her, but they had some temporary work with another party and couldn't leave the city. William asked about Angeline's father and learned that he was quite strong and an ex-adventurer who had achieved many remarkable feats. Angeline expressed her admiration for her dad and mentioned her desire to land a blow on him since she hadn't managed to hit him yet. Hearing this, Miriam assumed that Angeline's dad must be incredibly strong, perhaps even mightier than an S-ranked adventurer. Angeline agreed, calling her dad the absolute best. After some time, the guildmaster from Evangelion's guild came to Angeline's door in a hurry. He explained that there was a big problem. A swarm of gig ants and their queen had shown up nearby, causing trouble. He asked Angeline for help to deal with these monsters. However, Angeline firmly refused, telling him that she wouldn't take any more requests until her vacation was over. The guild master tried to convince Angeline by saying that many people would die if she didn't help, and there had already been casualties. Angeline felt a strong sense of responsibility and decided to assist. She spent the entire day taking out her frustration on the swarm of gig ants. Meanwhile, Belgrave, Angeline's father, anxiously waited outside his house, worried about his daughter's delay. He thought he saw her coming on a horse from a distance and smiled, but it turned out to be a stranger from the city. This made Belgrave even more upset. However, the stranger revealed himself to be a letter carrier and handed Belgrave a letter from Angeline. Belgrave opened the letter and learned that Angeline had been stuck in the city due to an urgent job and he hoped to see her soon. While Angeline had managed to defeat the entire ant swarm and the queen, more job requests kept pouring in. She completed them all quickly, leaving a pile of paperwork for the guild's receptionist to handle. The guild master, impressed by Angeline's abilities, finally allowed her to go home. As Angeline and her carriage escort neared her home village, she remained happy despite the long journey. She shared stories about her father and asked the escort if she had ever heard of him. Angeline was filled with pride as she spoke about her father, Belgrave, the Red Oak Ogre. However, her words were interrupted by a commotion nearby. She went to investigate and found a group of bandits troubling a woman. Without hesitation, Angeline warned the bandits to leave the girl if they valued their lives. The bandits, thinking that a young girl like Angeline was making empty threats, laughed at her. This angered Angeline because of the bandits. She had to wait more to meet her dad, and in a flash, she defeated all of them. After dealing with the bandits, she rescued the girl who had been under attack and brought her back to her carriage. The girl, named Saren, thanked Angeline for saving her. She introduced herself as the daughter of a local count named Bordeaux. Angeline's escort was shocked, implying that the count must be a powerful and important man. Saren confirmed this and mentioned that her father was in critical condition, which was why she was on her way to see him. Learning that Saren wanted to see her father just like she did, Angeline decided to accompany her to visit her sick father immediately. Instead of going back home, they embarked on another journey, taking a different route quite far from Angeline's home village. Angeline sent her father another letter to let him know that she wouldn't be able to visit him this time. Her understanding father wondered how hard she must be working to serve the people. Meanwhile, Belgrave, being a proud father, took the village kids on a fun hike in the mountains. Along the way, he taught them about hiking, how to find herbs, and locate nearby water sources by feeling the wind and listening to the surroundings. While reminiscing about how Angeline used to join him on such outings, they stumbled upon a tree monster. With a swift swing of his sword, Belgrave defeated it but slipped and fell into the river, making him wonder if his daughter ever made similar mistakes. As for Angeline, she was back with her party, effortlessly tackling dangerous challenges and enjoying delicious treats. She longed for some time off from adventuring to meet her father. She made a promise to herself not to accept any more requests when she got her next vacation. Angeline shared her life story with her companions, Miriam and Anissa. She also wrote another letter to Belle, apologizing for her absence. In the letter, she explained that after becoming an S-rank adventurer, she had found new friends. Angeline described Anissa as the oldest among them, always serious and exceptionally skilled with a bow. Anissa took care of all the quest-related problems. She also mentioned Miriam, a mage who was a year older than her. Despite being shorter than Miriam, Angeline says that she had a bigger plot. She reassured Belle that she wouldn't give up, as there was still room for her to grow. In the end, Angeline expressed how much she missed her father and she will definitely come home next time. Belle reciprocated those feelings, saying that he missed her too. This brings an end to our episode 1. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. Also comment if you want more of this anime.